Actually, this will work. As Kale joins the stream.
Huzzah. It would be complete without him.
Oh, I need to invite you. That might help.
It would be a little bit helpful, yes.
And then we need Oath, but he's not here yet. He's a little EP boy. Maybe. Could
I
be
was
slandering
EP.
him.
I got 10 hours of sleep last night, and it was wonderful.
Thank you. Well, we have 8 people in here, so we're doing pretty well by esports
That's-
standards. 3 minutes
That's
late.
80%.
Oh, that's 9, I think. No, never mind. One guy just swapped teams.
80%, not bad.
everybody's in a call, so everyone's here except Oath, but he has said he'll be on the way, so not super worried about him.
You can really tell I'm not used to ever being at my desk during like daytime hours, because boy, do I have one window that the sun comes in like directly around this time, and I just never noticed it.
Oh, Ben's calling you out.
Doxing me. 90%.
We're waiting on Heimerdoodles. And then
We
we'll
have the
fill
invite
spots.
out, so
Oh, there he is.
there we go. Everyone's here
Except Oath.
except Oath. I think you should really dock his pay for being late.
Yeah, whatever we're paying him, it's probably too much.
This will come up in his performance review.
All right, before we start, gonna give away a thing because that's what we do around here. I need to look at what I still have to give away. We'll just start. We'll give away a button set right now before we start. So here we go.
Spin
One last
that
button set.
Wheel.
Oh, are there two? Lexus. Yay, Lexus.
Spoilers. I'm watching it on the stream and you're a little bit ahead
well,
of me.
it won't be spoiled on the stream.
It just was for me. You've ruined my sense of immersion and suspense.
Well, I'm sorry, we can't all cater to exactly you. You were the only person who was spoiled. I don't know what happened to Oath. We can probably start without him, and Neil can catch up. Oh, a message from him. He says, "Here, sorry." Okay.
Huzzah!
Why is he in Corvid moment? He wanted to spend a little bit more time, I guess. There he is. All right. Now he just needs to get on League, and we are complete.
I'm typing as fast as my tiny hands can manage.
Tiny hands.
Mm.
Very Trumpy
Oh,
of you.
Aaron Lane asked if they're doing draft law or just the client. I assume he was asking you.
Oh. Oh.
Game lobby full sad. There you go.
That's bizarre that it works that way.
That it doesn't filter you directly into spectate? Yeah, makes no sense.
No,
You know,
Get
ever.
rid of
perhaps
all
if
of
they
these.
weren't a small indie company, they could just create like a specific button that was invite to spectate.
You know, they have the largest budget of all time for League of Legends, so
75% of that is just freak salary.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1 of the RotM Block Party Finals. My name is Maris. My co-casters, we're doing the Triumvirate cast. We have to get as many Roman
More
Emperor.
Roman Empire.
Yeah. The
I
Triumvirate
want to
of
be Pompey.
Alvander and Oath. It's taking my talons to South Beak versus the Fellowship in the finals. It's best of 3. Both of these teams kind of blew away the competition yesterday. Fellowship finishing on 17 points. A lot of that thanks to a really stellar performance in Arena, where they took home 6 of a possible maximum of 7 points. So that was really impressive. And then Talents has just kind of dominated every game mode other than Arena. So, yeah.
Truly a
Do you
clash
guys?
of the Titans.
Oh, did you have any impressions from facing either of these two teams?
Yeah, they're really good at the video game. So, I played Fellowship in ARAM, and they kind of got raffle stomped. But yeah, that's not a quality translation of their ability to play on the Rift.
Well,
No, I think those two things are 1-to-1.
yeah, so the ARAM pools were supposed to be relatively equal in terms of potential win rate, so I think it's pretty condemning, honestly. I mean,
that's valid.
your team finished 1 point off. Like, it was right there. But regardless, draft has gone through. Viego, Zaya, Irelia, Urgot, Talia, and Maokai all banned. Xin is going to be the first pick. One roster note, so the Fellowship, Hulk got stuck at work today. Very sad. Pour one out for Hulk. Aikedo is going to be replacing him. So Aikedo from Fiddle Neroed yesterday, jumping
Return
in,
of the
using the
God
card gamer hands, to try to lift Fellowship to victory in the championship match. So Xin first pick, not exactly what I would think would be highly prioritized, followed by Ziggs. Where are we looking, Oath?
It's interesting. Well, so we're still under the camp pool restrictions for finals.
Yes.
I'm guessing. Yeah. So that makes a little bit of sense because Heimerdoodles has spent the Nidalee, the Graves, the Wukong. Oh yeah, the Nidalee and the Graves, at least from watching him in season, reminds me, screams Heimerdoodles champions. So Graves notably not under restrictions for talents, so they will pick that up for themselves. But yeah, Xin pop-off game for it for Cooper yesterday in ARAM, which was a shock to all of us. But yeah, haven't seen this champion in about a half a decade.
Yeah, so Aikedo's stuck with Hulk's champion pool, which there is some mixing there. Like, he can't play Gragas or Vi or Kane. But the Graves and the Viego, which are two of his favorite champions, are open. So Aikedo gets a little bit lucky in terms of his champion pool changing over. Whereas if he were stuck with his own, he'd have to maybe get a little bit more creative.
Yeah, and the powerhouse mid lane Wonder Woman herself, Orianna, going on 13 years of being the best champion in the game, is locked in, I assume, for Otso, because we're getting a weird Talon's roster lineup that's been going since yesterday, where Revnon does his signature I'm playing bruisers, but in bot lane, and refuse to touch top lane because it gives me cancer.
Do you think Xin might be the AD in this case, then?
It is entirely possible. I would not doubt his ability to play it at all, and it doesn't sound like it would do very poorly in bot lane, actually. It kind of just jumps on you when you die if you're not that rock champion that just got banned.
So then we'll have something that Allvander can speak to. I believe that's Chug's Katarina.
Oh, that's spooky. I have seen that in many in ARAM. I assume that translates somewhat to the to Summoner's Rift. As I said earlier, perfect 1-to-1, no notes. If you can play it in ARAM, you can play it in SR.
I mean that was true for Libdov yesterday. The Asol and Anivia both went crazy, went stupid.
Actually, I suppose also we're talking about mid lane, and that is perhaps the most perfect translation from ARAM, which is just everyone's in mid lane.
A lot of big beefy boys getting banned. Malphite Choggers and Alistar all gone. That is not a big beefy boy. Janna is the last.
I think that lends credence to it could be a Xin Zhao bot, though, with Tarek, because Janna would be the one who says, please don't jump on my ADC, stay away. He's very good at that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Janna is the thickest one of these 10 bans.
That's actually going to be a Heartsteel Janna build.
Tarek Xin Zhao sounds like it goes kind of hard, though.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great bruisery brawler. Yeah, I mean, just having the Herrick Link and then actual CC.
Yeah, and
That's
the
kinda gross.
coordination necessary to pull off not hitting the anti-synergy of Xin Zhao ult into Orianna ult. I don't assume we're going to see that happen, but I'm sort of hoping for it because it would be very funny.
Yeah, Kindred kind of gives credence to the Xin Zhao bot potentially here, as
Yeah,
that's going
I
to be
think
locked
that's-
in. Yeah.
Definitely for Heimerdoodles, and then we'll just have to see what goes top lane. We're blinding top here as, at least in my experience, is the blue side meta in the past 2 or 3 years. And it's the blind top laner himself, who can see very well.
Do you want to
that Lauren's
elaborate on that one?
distinction?
Yeah.
No, I don't. I'm operating at peak casting efficiency, and honestly, this is exactly what you expected from me when you invited me here.
All right, so last pick for the Fellowship. I believe the last pick for the Fellowship was Gandalf, unless I'm mistaken. That's kind of similar.
Wasn't Gandalf actually kind of like first pick? Or like Gandalf.
Oh no, I
please
guess he
help.
was first. Yeah, who was the last pick of the Fellowship then? All the big boys
suppose
were
it would
when I
be-
so it'd be Merry or Pippin, whichever one ran in last, right?
No, I thought they were actually like first, and then it was like because all the like big people were like, I don't know that I want to go walk into Mordor. It was it Boromir?
I think it might have been. I think it was probably Boromir. Well, actually,
he was when he was like, it should have been me, and therefore was like sort of annoyed, but then was only like, fine, I guess I'll go with the hobbits.
All right, so Boromir being cosplayed by Garen in this case, that seems reasonable. I wouldn't necessarily doubt that Boromir could just drop a magic sword from the sky, but unfortunately dies so early in the movie that we don't get to figure that out. Spoilers for Fellowship of the Ring, by the way. That movie's been out for 20 years or something.
something close to that, yeah. Actually, it might be exactly 20 years. Was that 03 or 01? Hold, please. It was 01. 22 years. Really something.
Came out on 9/11. I'm making that up. It definitely didn't. Otherwise, that'd be like a hot Reddit take every time it was mentioned. But, yeah, we have 2 minutes of banter. Thank you guys for joining us. This is just a semi-regular best of 3 on Summoner's Rift to decide this one. There were a couple of funny game modes pitched, but didn't actually wind up going with those. So, yeah, we're gonna scrap it out and see which of these teams can take it home. We didn't get to see this matchup yesterday at all because both teams had locked and decided they wanted to go eat food or something. So,
As one
disappointing.
does. Imagine needing food in current year.
So, which team comp do you actually like better here, Oath?
You know, honestly, I'm really feeling the Fellowship team comp. I think, unfortunately, it may just be slightly worse, but it is definitely more entertaining. And I'm a huge fan of Zigspot, has been since we started doing Zigspot in any capacity.
Also, that's a Tendi's Garen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is. Oh no.
Not necessarily a champion we associate with Tendi's, but he's already ripped through Yone, Lucian, Riven, Gwen, Fiora. So, like, what's really left in his champion pool?
Honestly, yeah, fair question.
The traditional champion pool, I think, is Master Yi would be the next champion. I feel like there's one missing. Camille.
Is Camille in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Camille
Yeah,
is
Camille's in there. He maybe he's saving that one because that feels like a Tendies champion, like top 3 Tendies champion for me.
So the joke, the greatest shitpost of all time, courtesy of Shivam, aka Blueprint, aka Demon Print, aka Middlestick's Allfather, whatever you want to call him, was that Tendies can only play 4 champions, and then if you force him to play a 5th, it's Master Yi. but the 4 champions were Fiora, Riven, Jax, and Camille.
Mm.
And
So-
so with
So we still have Jax and
Riven,
Camille. but-
Fiora, yeah, we have Jax and Camille. That quote was made before Gwen and Yone, but at their core, those feel like Tendi's champions.
Yep.
Like Riot created them for Tendi, specifically Gwen. You have a copy pasta courtesy of Oath.
I'll take a look at that. I was waiting for the transition on the stream because it was being really
I'm so
slow.
ready.
All right.
I had to go with the classic, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh it. Okay, you got it both. Great. Hello, all assembled. Please hear my words. Return of the Middlesticks will soon proceed to descend from their resting location atop a pole, emerge from the field from which corn is harvested, and emit a sound resembling a caw upon your defeat. Have you fine ladies and gentlemen ever been privy to the sensation of a strong and pervasive sucking? Well, prepare yourselves, because that is what you will receive from the players of RotM. I am very well versed in this subject, as my username is Liposuction Lane. Following this event, during which your bodily fluids are entirely flushed from your system, our Fiddlesticks ultimate, namely Crowstorm, will descend and consume the bodies you once inhabited. Caw! 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 Hashtag ROTM fighting.
Fantastic, excellent, 0 notes, thank you.
Immaculate.
It was a rough start, but we picked it up.
I have to commend you for doing that on the voice that you currently inhabit.
So no joke. Last night after, I guess you guys both played ARAMs with me afterwards. I was like growling. I could not talk in any reasonable regard after 7.5 hours of casting yesterday. But apparently we're okay today. I don't actually feel too bad so far.
Huge.
Wonderful.
But we'll see where we wind up. Heimerdoodles actually didn't start a health potion, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, and
Um,
he's also instantly marked Aikado's graves, so
Hmm.
we'll see how that looks.
Just 5 points,
I
though, which is fairly traditional for championship matches. Usually game 1 does not go very hard on the level 1s.
I want my invade shenanigans. Oh, Maximus is just gonna walk in and get a neat little ward there.
He even did the courtesy hook, just make sure no one was following him. This
These
is
are
what-
the
this
same-
is what you
these are
love
the
to
same
see.
dance, right? These are just the same dance. I don't know why I never noticed that before.
Well, how often do you see a Garen and an Ornn dancing next to each other?
I mean, I play the Garen Ornn matchup fairly frequently, so
Oh.
I guess I should just dance in lane more.
Oh, we have a spooky bush.
Yeah, the Zinzao level
that bush
1.
definitely could get very spooky. When
Let's
did
see.
Zin start? Yeah, it's he hasn't started an ability yet, so he doesn't know. He's thinking about it.
Akito has to be a little careful with where he's shoving this blue buff. Okay. Everything was fine. We were worried about nothing. I saw the patience meter tick down just a little bit. You always worry. But Revnon and Lane don't get to really do a whole lot at level 1, but they'll get a huge shove.
Uh-oh.
Well, as I
They're
was
not
saying
level
that,
2 yet, though, so it doesn't matter.
yeah. Kind of interesting Revnon going for W first. That's the wind becomes lightning, the most important ability in his kit.
It might just actually be for the shove, because he doesn't have any other way to damage multiple minions at once.
Yeah. Oh, Chug with the Conqueror proc at level 2.
Taking a lot of minion damage, but
Yeah.
it's honestly fine. He's got the Dark Seal refillable, so...
Yeah, I think the minions might have done more damage than Otso during that little trade, but
Almost undoubtedly.
That sounds like, early levels. Sounds like minions.
I'm really happy Boy Wonders here just hyping up Lane in the chat. This is peak what I wanted to see. Like, this is the envisionment of RotM when we started it 6 years ago. There's a challenger player here supporting a platinum player, and really hoping that they pop off. on Tarek, but nonetheless.
I mean, Tarek's a pop-off champion. I've played that top lane before. It's a blast.
I feel like that's a little bit different, but Tendy's hit a little early recall there. He doesn't have teleport, which we hadn't highlighted yet. He actually just has ignite. The only person with teleport on their team is the Ziggs, who is against a lane opponent who does not have teleport and is fast running Ghost Flash on Xin Zhao.
That's a speedy spear boy. Interesting question. What do we think we're going to see Katarina build-wise? Will we see the traditional cat build, or her new bizarre tank build where she goes Heartsteel?
I think it's unlikely we get the Heartsteel. If anything, there's a chance. I don't know what Chug's proclivities are, but there's a chance we could see the Sunderer into Titanic Katarina build. That's very strong. Procs on every ult.
Yeah, and it's not like his team really gives anything away there. Like, they have pretty mixed damage. Big engage here, level 4 for Revnon. Gets the W through, flashes forward for the 3 Talon Strike and gets first blood. He's ignited, but he'll be fine. And the Xin Zhao Tarek lane picks up first blood. Now in the top lane, Tendy's not going to go too aggressive. He gets out at just the right time away from mediocre hats. What is that? It keeps appearing above Graves' head.
It is the Kindred mark for DRX Kindred.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know why it keeps reappearing. It's probably some spectator client shenanigan, but that's what it is. It's the trophy.
Imagine not having spectator client shenanigans.
Yeah. I can't.
I have no idea who PP's delivery service is in the chat, but that's a username for Twitch.
Make a face inside counterpick.
I can't get over it. I'm sorry. This is very professional casting. We're here to deliver nothing but professionalism for a best of 3 series. Tendy's has
a constant state of professional casting.
Tendy's has a pretty big CS lead built up in that top lane. That's really the big. I don't want to say the biggest difference because it's kind of counterbalanced by Revnon and Lane's lead in the bottom lane, but that's why we're relatively even right now. But it's going to be an early dragon start for Heimerdoodle's Revnon and Lane. They're even going to bring Otso in just to make sure that they can secure it. It's a little Chemtech dragon that's about to reset, which is a little sad, but doesn't look like it cost them.
But they don't lose a whole lot.
Yeah, regen, 800 health? That seems fine.
Also, interesting to note, that is a Guardian Nautilus. He's a bit easier to pick on than one might expect because he does not have the aftershock resistances.
A good sidestep by Duck there.
Yeah, really, really nicely done. He's got a tier, which is kind of interesting. Normally you just see the bot lane Ziggs rush toward Lost Chapter as soon as you can. So that you can wave clear indefinitely almost. Oh, really good satchel, actually, to make sure to get Revnon away. But Maximus is feeling the pressure a little bit from this Xin Zhao and Tarek. This is quite nasty.
I feel like we're seeing exactly why the Janna ban came through. She's probably the single best equipped support to say stop doing this.
Barco Duck pretty low, still has the satchel away, but again, normally trades in bot lane are pretty equal. It's just a matter of how you split your damage or whether you can focus on particular targets. This is all one way. Like, Revnon and Lane are just beating up the health bars of Barco Duck and Maximus and forcing them back under the tower. To their credit, they're still farming really well. They're up in CS. They're, second highest CS in the game. So, you like to see that, and they scale pretty well, but it's a lot of pressure.
It is still the point in the Ziggs where you get to use your mana either to farm or to poke. I mean, ideal world you get to do both, but often you just have to pick one, and Barker has mostly been farming, which is probably ideal. Direct gold will eventually acquire items to have mana to do more poking.
That was a little spooky. Aikedo able to smite away the Gromp away from Heimerdoodles, which would have been his... I don't know if it's first mark. I haven't actually done a mark check, but it would have been a Kindred mark for sure.
Second
Mark
mark.
check.
Second, okay.
Is first mark still always one of the scuttle crabs?
Yeah, it's one of the crabs.
Okay.
You just get to 50-50 which crab it is. Alright, so
Aaron.
the anti-magic man has just dropped a magic sword from the ceiling and killed mediocre hats. We Garand. Heimerdoodle's getting a little close to the tower. Oh, it's got enough with the Ignite and one more auto from Barco Duck. Meanwhile, in mid lane, more violence is breaking out. Chug and Otso exchanging ultimates.
But
There's
only
still more
Otso
fighting.
flashed.
Lane is looking for the kill. He's in with the Cosmic Radiance, but he gets Satchel charged away, and Aikedo picks up the kill.
Well, that was definitely a set of interactions that occurred in my video game.
That was everybody fighting all at once.
Interesting note, I actually didn't know this until I talked to a former Kindred one-trick in SDC. The mark is guaranteed to be a Scuttle Crab if Kindred doesn't have a mark yet. So first jungle mark spawn is Scuttle, unless she gets a champion kill off a mark first, and then it's only a chance to be Scuttle. It can be something else.
Interesting.
Well, now I know. If I get marked, I'm going to go int to Kindred level 1 so she doesn't get the Scuttle mark.
Brilliant.
Flawless strategy.
Into mark so that she doesn't get the auto first mark. That's the big brain strats that we really embody here.
Reminds me of when there were those joke videos, feed old Mordekaiser, or feed an ADC on the enemy team if you have old Mordekaiser, and then just int to kill her, and she kills the entire rest of the enemy team.
Yeah.
Which now you can sort of just accomplish by playing Renata Glask.
True. It's very satisfying when you get to watch a Caitlyn like headshot her teammate.
So we've had a big discussion with every other guest that we've had on stream. Who is your favorite Roman Emperor, Otso? Or Otso, my god. Oath. Sorry.
That's hard.
This has been a theme of the whole weekend, so gotta keep it going.
Because, like...
Well, that's a big W from Revnon. It's not quite enough damage to be critical. Lane gets Satchel charged into tower. Oh, the bouncing bomb is enough. I'm so used to Aram Ziggs damage that I didn't expect that. Otso low! Chug's gonna trade out with him underneath the tower. Meanwhile,
that's pretty good. Heimerdoodles was on the way to pick up the trade kill, so deny him the assist is pretty solid. You're already that far in.
Yeah, Rift Herald dropped in top lane. Tendy's escorting it in. He'll get the first tower. Oh, Meteo Hats was just waiting in the side bush. He's able to get the charge through, but not able to stop Shelly from charging into that second tower. Ziggs seems like almost singularly equipped to be able to deal with the Xin Zhao getting in on him. He had to flash over the wall back there while we're watching Tendy's just get a little too aggressive in top lane. The Tendy's giveth and the Tendy's taketh, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was a surprise Tarek.
Barco Duck did have to expend flash.
Yeah, Revnon in on him, uses the Crescent Strike just for a little bit of safety here. Backs away from Aikedo, gets a knock up on Maximus. Heimerdoodles putting through the damage. They can't quite finish off Aikedo, but the Lamb's Respite buying some more time for him. Now the re-engage. Revnon in, can't quite find the damage on Aikedo, and he'll be taken down by Barco Duck. Heimerdoodle still, he's an alcove gamer. The flash forward for the stun. They're on to Barco Duck. They'll take him down for the shutdown. Now Maximus in a little bit of trouble as well. Lane just zooming toward him, but he's got the Spider-Man hooked to the wall, and they can't really continue the chase.
Heimerdoodle seems a little bit too low to be going for that mark that Aikedo is currently on, but yeah, pretty good trade back there to pick up Barco Duck. I'm pretty sure he had a bounty too. Yeah, 400 extra gold there over to Heimerdoodle's Kindred, which is kind of disgusting. Caligula.
Caligula.
Is your
Yeah.
favorite?
Declared war on the sea. I don't have to say anything else.
Fair.
Marched his army to the edge of the water.
Also, as we covered
Big-
yesterday, his name means booties.
Like
Up
Lil Boots. Yeah. Aikido taken pretty low, but able to finish off Heimerdoodles with the help of Barco Duck. There's so many low health bars for the Fellowship, now getting turned back around as South Beak headed back to the Dragon. 600 health, it's just a mess, it's stolen by Chuggalug, and he finds a double kill for the ace! It's a triple kill for Chuggalug, the Katarina play to come in and clean up as the champion is wont to do. And the Fellowship now with a pretty big lead in the game.
You know, occasionally you just get spun on by the 2 spinning champions the enemy team has, and you lose Dragon and 4 of your members. Certified League of Legends experience. Anyway, back to far more pressing matters. Yeah, walked his army to the edge of the sea because he wanted them to kill Poseidon and had them start stabbing the water with their swords.
Didn't he also make his horse a consul?
Yes, that is the same guy. As far as I'm aware.
That's some Xerxes behavior.
What a
Xerxes
queen.
built he built the bridge across the Hellespont, right, to cross from Asia to Europe, but his first bridge collapsed, so he had the water punished.
Lashes.
So yeah, they lashed it with whips, and they also threw like shackles into the water to symbolize that it needed to behave itself next time. And the second bridge stayed up, so I guess it worked.
I mean, that's the results-oriented analysis that I come to know and love from my favorite ancient history figures.
But the best bridge builder was Alexander building a bridge to Tyre. When they were like, we will not submit to you, we're on an island and you can't fuck with us. And then he went, oh, watch me. And built a bridge just to level the city.
Maximus gets leveled in the mid lane as a little collapse from taking my talents to South Beak. They're not going down without a fight in this game. Chug on the flank, but he gets spotted out by a ward, and now being chased off by Revnon and Heimerdoodles. Would be a little scary if they can catch up to him, but it doesn't look like they quite have the movement speed, and instead, this little push should just fizzle out.
Mark check, we're still on 1, so, you know, Heimerdoodles, despite having the 2 kills and a finished Mythic, is maybe not where he wants to be in this game. I'm trying to find, like, a silver lining out of Talon's comp here right now. It team fights really well, and scales really well, so we scale Copium. But right now, it's looking a little bit rough. They're down about 5k.
Yeah, I think their circles in team fights, or their AoE-ness, should be better than the Fellowship's, but it's hard to argue with 4-1 cat on your head.
I don't know, that Katarina circle, pretty big, and Zig circle.
Yeah, Ziggs has a couple of circles that he throws out that are very annoying to deal with.
And Garen just removes people from the circle of life.
Oh, Ult's trying to clear the wave probably from Otso, and he's gonna pay for it. It's fine. Oh,
There it
Ziggs
is.
Yep, super
Yep.
Mega Inferno Bomb. It doesn't actually have super. It's just Mega and just one Mega in Inferno. We wouldn't want a non-Mega Inferno.
No.
That is 1 million Infernos.
I didn't get to mention it, unfortunately. I love the pictures you've chosen in place of logos for the teams.
Yeah, you mentioned what a Corvid moment was, so we made sure to highlight that one. Heimerdoodles has to use the Lamb's Respite. Oh, not quite timed up right from Tendies. Right before the no death zone expired, so doesn't get the kill and instead falls on the split push.
I think he had the timer. I think it was just the Terra Keel that came through.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well.
I think
Credit
it was
there.
that coupled with the little heal that comes when the Kindred ult ends, and it was both of those together that were just enough to save her or them from the execute range.
Dendy's used the satchel in that exchange, or Sparkoduck used the satchel in that exchange and just didn't get jumped on. He had nobody within like a quarter mile of him.
Oh, Heimerdoodle's looking for the assassination on Chuggalug. A lot of damage, and that's it. He's just back over the wall. funny Dance of
He
Arrows
is-
ability.
He is also using the best skin in the game, and the best Zig skin by default because it's also the best skin in the game.
Now we're swapping sides to continue harassing Chuckleluck.
I was trying to bait you guys into an argument there so hard, and you just tacitly agree that Master Arcanist Zig is the best skin in the game, so I guess I'm taking the W on that one.
I think it's a pretty cool skin.
Yeah,
Huge fan.
I don't have any particular issue with Master Arcanist Ziggs. I think it's pretty cool. It's the Zig skin I play when I have to play Ziggs.
I like its visuals. I like its sounds. It's not like obnoxious in any way,
All right, this
and yet
is
it
the
feels different.
Dragon for mid lane tier 2 trade. It might not even be a trade because here come Chug and Max and Tendies as well on
And
the
can
little
come a
flank.
Zigzal.
Yeah, they've kind of herded them in. This is maybe just a win more angle right now for the Fellowship. Dragon does go over
they're
to
winning
taking my
more.
talents to South Peak, but Otso gets destroyed by Tendies 2 on the side. Just
There's
wandered a little too
in
far
mid
forward.
lane, and the inhib is down at 19 minutes.
Yeah,
which
this is
typically bad unless you're just ending the game.
the satchel
That
charge
was
to
an
knock
incredible
Meteor Hats.
satchel.
Yeah, I didn't even see the satchel, but Barco Duck low. The tower's doing quite a bit of damage. In comes the Crescent Guard. It doesn't have enough damage. Heimerdoodles is stuck. He's going to get the Tendies experience right there. Maximus is unfortunately sacrificing himself for the team, and Revnon will eventually pick up that kill.
But
Well-
yeah, hey, we're down to one Nexus Tower at sub 20 minutes, and it's half health.
They have as many Nexus towers as Kindred has stacks.
Are we still at one?
Yes.
Oh no.
Graves has still not died to Kindred, and Kindred still has not been in the enemy jungle to get a second mark.
Well, Graves still has not died, full stop, but
Oh, well, you know.
Our gamer hands
Semantics.
gaming.
yeah, he's...
I'm sorry. Second stack on Kindred. I lied.
He must have picked up a
He leveled up his Elder Dragon because he cannot be stopped.
I'm trying to think because he still has Graves marked, and he hasn't taken the Gromp mark yet either. So
Oh my god!
well, that's valid.
That's some Garen gaming right there.
The man has two Zeals.
This just reminds me. I'm not gonna
Oh
say
no,
anything.
Barco Duck is caught.
Fine.
He's
Not fine.
Okay, not
Yeah.
quite fine, but
shut down
Not-
for
not
Heimerdoodles.
entirely
That's
fine.
not negligible. That actually helps a bit.
Every time I watch, I don't know what it is specifically about the way Tendies plays Garen, but every time I watch Garen play this way, it reminds me of like the TikTok Fonk Garen edits where, you know, it'll show like Aphelios' entire kit and all of the calculations that go into it, and then it's the Garen combo with the super Chad face meme over the top of it. It's just QER.
spin to win.
Or occasionally flash QE ignite R.
Gotta really liven things up while you play that champion. He went Hellbreaker second after his
That
two
seems
Zeals.
valid. After his 2 seals. So, okay, one of these is going to be Phantom Dancer, right? What is the other one going to be?
I honestly,
Zeal
couldn't-
If we're
kinda got
being honest,
shafted.
I think
It's
they're
no
both just
longer
being
an item.
Zeals.
I honestly
I mean,
couldn't
that-
tell you what Zeal builds into anymore.
That's fair.
It builds into PD, it builds into... Does Runans build out of a Zeal now? I know that Garen's not
No?
building a Runans, but...
Maybe it does.
The Static Shiv anymore?
No,
No.
I know that one. They're trying to kill Tendies. Oh my god! It took 4 of them. They finally are able to get the shutdown on the Garen.
Oh,
But,
is Gale Force still a mythic?
Yes.
Then it's not Gale Force. Those are all the options, unless it's Rapid Fire Cannon.
It might be Rapid Fire Cannon.
I think it's just Zeals.
Anyway, we probably won't get to find out this game. Double kill for Chuggalug. He's diving forward. He'll finish that one off for a triple kill. And the Fellowship look like they're about to take a massive dub and not break up right as they get to... my Lord of the Rings knowledge is failing me. Anyway, Heimerdoodles trying to scrap this one out. Oh, Kato takes the kill. I was kind of hoping for a Chug Penta, but we're not going to get it. Instead, it's game 1 for the Fellowship, and they'll advance to match point. What's the river in Fellowship where they separate?
Um,
Okay, I'm glad it's not that important. I don't feel that dumb for missing it.
I don't know the name of the river, but it's the falls of
it's
Roros,
the
no?
Mararoa.
Ah,
Okay,
of course it is.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the actual river in New Zealand it was filmed at.
got him. Frank.
All right. While we have a second here before we get invited, we'll give away. I got another button set, and we've got art by Cardinals, which is going to be pretty cool. You can choose the champion and skin that you want drawn. It doesn't have to be a real skin. So he's drawn RotM Talia and RotM Chip for our jersey giveaways. They're really cool. It's not like I don't want to flame him. It's not like the best art in the entire world, but I think that it's really cute and yeah, kind of worthwhile. So you can choose what you want drawn. By Cardinals, that's going to be this one. So art from Cardinals 29. Death Lotus is going to get that. All right. So again, any of these prizes, you have to contact Marionette by the end of the day today in order to claim your prize. That goes for anything that was won yesterday. Make sure you message Marionette, otherwise you won't get your prize. All right, one more button set, and then we'll just have the three biggest items to give away last.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my breakfast.
So, Saint already won a button set, so we're gonna skip that one. So one more button set. It's right back. One lower. All right, Bark Duck. Gonna win a button set. So again, make sure you contact Marionette in the Discord. She's an admin in the RotM server. And yeah, that'll leave just the keyboard, mouse, and one more jersey to give away. What if I don't want to play Aram Clash this week, client? Have you considered that? We're actually just waiting on lane, which is weird.
Well, in the meantime,
Oh, there he is. We can still talk. What's up?
I have another important topic pasta. I shouldn't have spent all my points last night. I have so many I want to hit the button on, but I don't know if I can fit this one entirely into the. This might be 3 messages.
Oh, we're really going for a banger then. Oh yeah, this is quite a message.
It really is. There we go. Huge.
Alright, well, we're in the draft for game number 2. And you know, oh my god, it's 4 messages? Okay. You know, I hate to break it to you, but no one this year has a chance against RotM. They're easily the best team in the world this year, and it's easy to see why. You have Liposuction Lane, the tank god, ready to reclaim his title, and there's nothing that will stand in his way. Kato, the legendary jungle, who knows the ins and outs of every single part of the game. Ask him how much damage Krugs will do to a Nivea jungle at level 2 with just the starting item. He knows. Ask him where Wildy will be at 2043 into the game when it's only 10-12. He can give you an area accurate to within 500 units. You have X-Craze, easily one of the best mids in NA, who is going to DDoS dominate the inferior Chinese, European, and Korean mids with his skill. You have Karasuda, the young upstart, so called because he can play Kalista while he takes a shit on the enemy bot lane. Backed up by Black Salt, a champion who is so accurate with his Nautilus hooks, Riot had to program in a number generator just to make sure he misses at least 20% of them to keep it fair to the enemy. Anyone who thinks EU, China, Korea, or any other team has a chance this year is just straight up wrong.
I think that one might be my favorite. It is a mouthful, but what a lineup.
Alright.
Surely
Maokai,
that's actually Tendi's Yasuo, right?
it might be Tendi's Yasuo. Alright, 1-0 for the Fellowship. Maokai, Tilia, Urgot, Irelia, Zaya, Viego. I think those are actually the same 6 bands from last game. Yasuo and Pantheon locked in.
Antilones. In this video game?
I mean, you first pick B1 Yasuo, and the enemy team picks Pantheon. It's a tale as old as time. It's just like that. LeBron James will be joining the Heat. That's good.
Is that a Heimer Pantheon bot lane? That was actually like a combo for a while, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that is what's happening, unfortunately.
Gross.
Lee Sin.
My favorite jungler.
The blind, actually blind jungler, as Oath would say.
Kato Lee Sin Gaming. This time we're the ones taking away Tarek, so yeah, I'm really enjoying this draft so far.
Is this the middle stick? Are we getting it? Or is it a jungle? But I don't think middle stick is actually very viable right now, unfortunately. Lilia is going to be the lock-in. I'm happy to see the deer. The deer versus blind man jungle. Very classic matchup.
Yeah, notably, we are missing the shotgun counter to the deer that was in the last game, so the deer gets to roam free.
Cannot be Bambied. Or I guess Bambi's mothered.
There are still other champions with guns, unfortunately, available. The Sombra ban. That feels like a stab at what Chug's going to be playing. And not a wholly inaccurate stab, if I had to guess. Tristana? Sure.
I'm guessing solo lane Tristana, probably. That's the stab. No Otso Tristana mid. No
Seems-
mediocre hats Tristana top lane.
Has
No
Otso,
surprise, Tristana jungle.
Otso hasn't played as Ezreal yet. I'm curious if we'll see that.
That would be pretty cool. I have seen Ezreal mid, both the AP and otherwise, do fairly well recently.
Jax is gone, so now no Irelia, no Jax for Tendies, but he might just be playing the Yasuo.
It is possible. Is Juggalo a Yasuo enjoyer?
He could be.
I don't
I believe he has played some Yasuo.
Yeah, I don't think he's like high on the Yasuo enjoyer list though.
An Ari? Maybe. A potential for Ari.
Yeah, Otso Ari would kind of make sense. A lot of single target pick potential out of South Beak.
It would feel a little bit odd for this team to not end up with a marksman in that comp, but it looks like they're missing a marksman because I assume the last lock-in should go tank-ish, tanky. Azir.
Alright, Chocolagazir. I'll buy it.
I believe it.
I'm purchasing stock in it. To the moon.
So, I guess left to be seen if this is a Tendies Yasuo or a Barco Duck Yasuo.
Yasuo Tarek not particularly.
That really
great
didn't clear anything up.
Nope, sure didn't.
I think
Ikeda's
that's...
already played Graves, so
but Hulk hasn't. Oh, yeah, he did. Never
Who
mind.
just played Graves
I
last
just
game.
played it
Graves.
last game, so
Okay.
it's this has to be either Tendi's Graves top or Barkoduck Graves ADC.
I think it's Tendies Graves. If
Would be
I...
my guess.
My soul reading would be that, at least.
Runeblade.
Trungle. So is
Which
that...
of course could still go jungle, have Lilia go top. Which is not what's happening, thank God.
I was gonna say Trundle support Heimer solo lane, but this is also the more traditional approach to it would be Trundle top with Heimer support.
So it is Taric Yasuo bot, and there is a couple other knockups on the team, but not in his lane, so Barkoduck gonna have to be self-sufficient, at least for the first, 12 minutes of the game.
If I had to guess,
Lee
the
can
support,
come down there and just kick somebody, but
True. If I had to guess the support that would have a high presence in these epically important finals, I would not have guessed Tarek.
well,
That wasn't really on my radar.
sometimes when you're down 8 champions, you kind of have to get a little bit creative, as it turns out. I'm just putting these champions in on the spreadsheet, sorry.
Given my lack of channel points, I've now taken to just posting the copy pastas into the chat, knowing that they won't be read, and being okay with that. I'm saving up, I'm gonna see if I can hit another 1300 before the stream ends for the most important copy pasta of all.
Alright, game point for the Fellowship. They're on the steps of Mount Doom now. Will Sauron's forces be able to stop them? Sauron and LeBron, apparently.
One and the same.
Yeah.
I am still a little bit disappointed that Hulk couldn't be here, just because I would have spent at least one of the copy pasta redeems on the Hulk, the legendary Hulk copy pasta, Hulk Mark II.
Hulk Mark II.
These are some interesting team comps that we've got going here. It's difficult to run like proper analysis when you've got bot lanes like this, because Yasuo Taric versus Pantheon Heimerdinger is, well, it sounds horrible assuming I would be playing the Yasuo, because I just do whenever I see that champion. And Pantheon Heimerdinger might be the worst combination of champions I could possibly fathom to show up in my bot lane.
Yeah, those are two champions that are individually pretty good against Yasuo, and together might be double good against Yasuo, potentially.
Everything else looks fairly average. Like, Azir Ahri could be my World's mid lane matchup from, a month ago.
The Graves top is a little unconventional, but not entirely unheard of.
Yeah, and you don't really, like, Trundle's more conventional top lane, but you don't really see it in a competitive setting very often. Lisa and Lilia is kind of interesting. I'm excited to see Card Gamer Hands Aikedo Lee Sin, because it looked totally fine a game ago on the Graves. Like, he was moving. I don't think he died the whole game, maybe once.
He did not. I think I hit tab at the end when it was around the time that Maris pointed out that he hadn't died at all when I mentioned the Kindred mark. I'm pretty sure he had a perfect game.
I forgot that they changed all of the RE splash arts. That new Foxfire RE one is interesting.
Yeah, it has a
Yeah,
totally
I don't think I've
different
seen that one
vibe.
yet.
It now definitely fits in more with the like Ashen Lord Aurelian Soul or whatever it is, which is in theory the like skin universe they said it was part of, as opposed to being, the internet browser.
I don't know why they didn't just throw all the internet browser skins together, but I don't know why we have to have skin universes for everything.
Yeah, we've got Foxfire, Ahri, Chrome, Rammus.
Explorer Ezreal and Safari Caitlyn.
Yeah.
We'll have to come out with an opera skin soon, I guess.
Would say Opera Jin when. Or I guess Seraphine would be the musical champion who sings. Aaron's favorite.
Karthus would be fun.
Oh, that's true. He might actually be an even better fit thematically.
Well, here we are, onto the rift for game number 2. Again, match point for the Fellowship. They're on the blue side, wearing the blue health bars, and on the red side, needing the win to stay alive. It's taking my talents to South Beak. I had to think about that for a second. I don't know why.
Spectator Client is doing the fun thing where it lags.
Yeah, it is kind of stuttery to start out with, but I think we're settled in now.
We're getting another 5-point, which it feels a little bit more confusing than the last 5-point, because some of these teams have really good level 1. Or some of these champions.
Yeah.
Both of these teams have a pretty solid level 1, actually.
Maybe Heimer just doesn't buy health pots.
Yeah.
I thought you could get away with it in the last game because of the sustain that he had, but seems weirder to do it on Lilia.
This is a concerning amount of consistency out of the no buy health pots jungle route.
Doesn't Lilia also have like a teeny tiny bit of sustain in her kit?
Yeah,
But her
but
passive.
she tends to get beat up a little bit early on by her jungle. Just because her clear isn't like fast by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, the Lane and Revnon trying to get a little cheesed out at level 1, but Aikado is also here. It's gone all wrong for Lane, level 1, and it's first blood for Aikado. He went for the cheese bush. He went to try to steal some of the Krugs, and instead, he dies. He gone.
86 gold.
I guarantee that's almost entirely off of Spell Thieves, but yes. Also, you can't do this.
Level 1 Meteo Hats is just beating up Tendies in the top lane.
Yeah, you can't. You don't get to play the game against Lethal Tempo Trundle for the first like 4 levels. Some might argue the first 6 levels if you've got a really impactful ult, but yeah. Because Graves is a fake range champion.
Well, every time we have looked back at Lane, he's just getting beat up, so that's not great for him.
Those Heimer turrets looking. Oh,
Oh, that was
nice.
actually really impressive, yeah. Interrupting the stun. Now they'll get the Taric stun down onto Lipo Lane. Cleanse used, Exhaust used. We're trading summoners. And here comes Heimerdoodles looking for a little gank. They'll get the stun down onto Barco Duck. He's low. Heimerdoodles is here to try to clean up, and he will. So, kill successful. Oh, a dive attempt here at level 3. They can't find the damage down, though, onto Meteo Hats. Maximus still running away, but unfortunately right to Ari. So they'll eventually clean him up. Revnon will pick up that kill. And it was a good little roam down from Heimerdoodles. Successful getting 2 kills. And making everything pretty equivalent again. Meteo Hats grabs a cull on his back that he was unfortunately forced to take.
I mean, if you've got that amount of gold, not another Doran's item is going to be super relevant here. Cole makes a lot of sense to me. This is level 2 Yasuo, the level 4 Heimerdoodles.
Yeah, Chug is here to try to output some damage, but he's only level 4 Azir. Barco Duck really low, Heimerdoodle's really low. Barco Duck, oh, Chug finishes him off with the auto attack. Now Otso maybe in a little bit of trouble. The wind wall doesn't really help him out any. 1 more auto, 2 more autos. The charm lands on Chug. Lane is here to clean that one up. And now Max is in mid. We have abandoned bot lane. No one cares about
who
that
needs
anymore.
bot lane?
This is a bit of a fiesta. I thought, I was going to offer some interesting analysis points for the first, 10 minutes of the game where we didn't have any kills, and I forgot what stream I was on. We're doing it
Trundle
again.
Trundle gameplay. Oh,
Yep.
Tendy's had flash. I don't know if he was just trying to wait for Maximus to get there, but Max won't fare a whole lot better in that scenario than Tendy's did.
Looks like he didn't quite account for the lethal tempo being up and Trundle being effectively same range as Graves.
Big range champion.
It seemed like he was trying to dance on the edge of Trundle auto range and space him out, and the troll said no.
I did think it was funny. Lane put, all of that effort. He put the turret under tower for a little bit of poke. He, throws out his bomb, and he did no damage to Barco Duck. All he did was proc his passive and then kill the shield. This is some impressive Yasuoing from Barco Duck, actually. Revnon pretty low, but now they're getting into the turrets, which gets a little bit scary. Knockup from Barco Duck is available, but here comes Heimerdoodles to try to turn this one around. They'll get the stun from the Taric and take down Revnon before anything is able to happen. Now Heimerdoodles is in. Maximus low, has to dash back to the other side of the wind wall for a little bit of safety. Heimerdoodles in lane still, trying their best to get any damage through another knockup, and Barco Duck finds a second kill. Now they're looking maybe to dive Lipo lane. That seems a little bit risky here, but he doesn't have that much mana. He throws out 1 set of rockets, and that should be about all the mana that he's got.
Yeah, Barco Duck and Maximus playing this really, really well. One aspect I failed to mention about the Yasuo bot lane into Heimer is that you do get a bunch of extra free dashes, because turrets can all be dashed to. which does make moving around quite a bit easier, even if they are hitting you.
Yeah, who needs a minion wave to show up when you can just ride the turrets?
Heimerdoodles is here top lane, maybe looking for the gank on Tendies. He's not level 6 yet, so no sleep. It's just the damage. Tendies has dash and flash. Oh, gets hit by the bowling ball. Uses his ult and the flash to escape that one.
Yeah, it was good. A lot of resources expended, but he doesn't die again, which is very important because he doesn't have TP up. So you should be able to back and get out to this lane before the shove comes in.
Revnon's having a bit of a rough game on the Pantheon. That's something that'll need to turn around here before too long. I think if South Beak is going to equalize the series. But a little fight going to break out. Barcoduck and Revnon really exchanging pleasantries. Barcoduck low. The last little dash from Ari isn't enough damage as the heal comes out for him. The triumph for Barcoduck. Revnon low. Aikedo not quite able to find the resonating strike. Oh, they're still looking for him, though. Maximus pinching in. Lane, good stun with the grenade. The CH8 Electron grenade.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Revnon needed to just walk all the way out. I don't know that he was out anyway, but...
It's hard if you're getting... I think he thought he was being pinched, and he actually just had a lane out to mid, but no flash feels bad.
No boots at the time either, so just felt slow. Now he has boots. Those brown bags, but it'll help. Oh, Max looking for a little bit more. They'll get the stun down onto Revnon. Barcoduck is here. Are they confident enough to dive? Looks like
I don't
kind
think
of,
you
not
dive
really.
this.
Yeah.
They're
That
considering
feels
it.
pretty... That feels pretty bad.
Aikedo lined up that blast cone with everybody else, and then he just got launched sideways and had to safeguard over the wall anyway. No notes.
Well, of all the champions who could be misfired, please in best choice.
Yeah. Yeah, infinitely better than the Taric or the Yasuo, who neither of whom could get over the wall without walking all the way around.
Bit of a CS gap in both jungle and mid for Talons, which is answered back by the absolutely ridiculous lead that Barcoduck has at 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Poor Tendies.
Yeah, Tendies is really getting the experience here in top lane. He'll get chopped down by mediocre hats. It's good. We get the full Tendies experience in these two games.
The entire spectrum.
So far. Yeah, we'll see if he can turn it around, because that's also part of the Tendies experience.
Well, it's very interesting. I feel like they thought they needed a marksman of some variety in this game, because we still haven't seen Tendies Camille. Other two options were banned out, but having him play Graves so that Barcoduck can go Yasuo bot feels interesting. I don't know that it was entirely necessary.
Yeah, this
Well, they
is...
did have the one game lead though, so maybe they were just deciding that they could have fun with it, see how it goes, and then bank on having a game 3 in the worst case scenario.
That does feel like something that would be done. I would do it.
Oh, Charm gonna land on the Barcoduck. They'll get a couple of stuns down onto the Yasuo, but in comes the Cosmic Radiance for the dive. They'll immediately chain the ults together as Yasuo comes in. Aikedo gonna fall to the turret. It's a shutdown that goes to Heimerdoodles, and they'll be able to pick up Maximus. A little bit of an overextension. Revnon has to be careful. He's just buying time with his E around the side. Heimerdoodles picks up another kill, though. Chugalug trying to get away. Revnon also very low. And Chug, does he burn? He does. Live! He lives! I thought that there was going to be one more tick. Oh, no, he did die. Oh, no.
That was so
the latest
delayed.
burn.
Yeah, I don't know.
The directed camera even thought he lived.
Heimerdoodles comes out very well out of that engagement. He picked up 4 total kills. He's very strong, and now Mediocre Hats is just continuing to wail away on this tower.
He flashed. He
Yeah.
could have just left.
Well,
I wonder if I wonder if he might have hit something that procced no, I don't think he was taking any tower damage.
oh, Heimerdoodles gets spotted here. Just takes a huge chunk out of Maximus with the one blooming blow. He still wants more.
He's
You can,
blooming.
you can see that in his eyes, but can't quite get in. Oh, Charm gonna miss from Otso, and now Tendies
You
might be
missed
on
your
the
key
chase. He's got the
ability.
Yumus.
Tendies is chasing you now.
He's got the Everfrost. This is going okay for Otso. Oh, he doesn't hit the second charm. That one might be the key. Yeah, he's got the last dash to get over the wall. Anyway, more chasing happening up in the top lane. Barco Duck is in a little bit deep here. This stun can't quite get over the wall for Mikado and Maximus. They're trying to help out. But Barco Duck going to fall to Revnon.
Unfortunate that he had already dashed through Lane there, because Lane was in a position that he could have dashed through him to safety over the wall.
Teleport back to bottom lane. Oh, this is Mediocre Hats. I think he was hoping it was Otso, but might not have had the timers correct. This is hard to narrate. There's nothing really happening, but there's also a lot happening. Chug's going to just scoop in and steal that kill. He'll get the shutdown gold. And it's 9-11, never forget. No one's going to take that from me. We're just going to sit there on that? Come on. All right.
Yeah, no, you knew what you did.
See, I was trying to figure out a terrible second pillar joke that worked in Trundle, but it just wasn't coming to me.
Well,
Or,
so,
you know, if they could have taken a tower, that would have been great.
So I guess in terms of like relevant things, you guys are very sports oriented, so I have to tell you these sports things. Sean McDermott, who is the head coach for the Buffalo Bills football team, they caught one of his pregame speeches. I guess it was preseason speech in 2019. He was talking about, you know how we need to get more organized. You know who is really organized? The terrorists on 9/11. He saw the 9/11 attacks happen, and he's like, you know who is the most organized out of that? It's definitely the terrorists.
I feel like they cover that in Public Speaking 101 of please make sure that you make all kinds of terrorist references in your speeches. The public loves it.
Well, and then he was asking his team, I guess, like, how do you think they organized? You know, who do you think their big threats were? And one of the guys said TSA, made everything a little bit more lighthearted. But I don't know how you recover from a. Yeah, I think the terrorists were really well organized on 9/11 reference. But anyway, knockups from Barco Duck. They'll take down Lipo Lane around the mid lane.
Not sure we needed Cosmic Radiance for that, but optimal, I guess.
Yeah, oh, a lot of things happening. In comes the Pantheon ult into the backline. All of a sudden, a lot of people joining around mid. It's a huge sleep from Heimerdoodles, and they'll turn it around. But now Tendies is able to collapse from the side. He'll take down Otso and able to escort Barco Duck and Maximus out of that situation. Really well timed by Tendies. Oh no, the bowling ball hits for the double kill for Heimerdoodles.
Heimerdoodles Lilia is taking over the game. Yeah, that was a massive sleep. I think, unfortunately, if we had Cosmic Radiance for that part of the fight, maybe it goes a little different. I don't know. It's difficult to say how effective Cosmic Radiance is on an almost all melee team.
Tendies is unfortunately getting it. I give up talking for a second. Alright, we pass. Heimerdoodle's looking for Ikado. Gonna find Maximus there waiting for him as well, but he's not particularly deterred. He's 8-2 on Lilia. Now Revnon will jump in just to pick up the kill, as Pantheon is what to do. Barco Duck gonna join, but I don't think that this gets a huge amount better for them. Oh, he gets a big double knockup! Never mind! Barco Duck turning it around. Can he get the shutdown? No, Otso's there. He's got the cleanse. He's got the moves. He just doesn't quite have the Q to finish that one off as Otso gets the kill.
That was a really nice Yasuo play that unfortunately did not end up with the results that I feel like he deserved.
Chug gonna get charmed over the wall. Anyway, this is pretty much the same lead that we saw last game, just for the reverse team. So about a 5,000 gold lead at 17 minutes for taking my talons to South Beak, excuse me.
Ooh, that is a much scarier Lilia.
Oh, significantly.
Oh, yep.
She has
well,
finished her Leandries and acquired her Medjais.
in a
And it's a
Medjai's.
stopwatch just in case.
Stopwatch just in case. Yep, stopwatch on top of that feels pretty alright. Pretty good. Playable.
RIP stopwatch will not be in the next season.
Yeah, Maximus gonna get taken down by Otso. Orbit Deception not quite, but oh, Otso didn't get the kill. Revnon actually just stole that one. He snuck a spear in there, I guess.
Revdon is kill stealing his way back into relevance for this game now. 6-3 on the Pantheon.
Respectable, honestly.
Yeah, actually valid.
Kill securing his way. That's not a funny joke. I don't know why we as a League community allow that to continue to be the funniest joke. Anyway, Revnon looking for the initiation, at least doing some work himself this time. Looking for Tendies and Aikedo, but going to have to escape out of there. A lot of pressure being put on toward mid. Mediocre Hats has been having the time of his life in the side lane. I'm going to find Maximus over the wall and get a little pick. And Mediocre Hats is going to find Tendies. Oh.
Maximus lacked critical information there on that ward take.
He missed 2 autos. I don't know that it would have mattered in the grand scheme of things, but it'll be a trade of kills in the bottom lane. Oh, Chug! Oh, what a huge play! Chug with the shove back in on 2. They'll layer that one into the Yasuo ult, the Ignite burning down Otso, and he'll fall to Chug-a-Lug.
Is it Faker? What was that?
All right, now the final boss has approached. In comes Revnon and Heimerdoodles looking to scrap with the 4-man squad from
This is
the
2v4able.
Fellowship. Yeah, this is definitely 2v4able if they play it correctly. Kick back from Aikedo, making sure Revnon can't get in. But now he's got his charge up. Oh, he just gets taken down and eliminated by Tendies. Heimerdoodle's not really able to find a way in, and they'll lose their mid lane tower.
Heimerdoodles was looking so hard for a bowling ball on 2 to sleep his way into that fight, but it just never happened. And it makes double sense to me because not only does he have a 700 gold shutdown, he also has 10 stacks on a Medjai's.
Yeah.
This man literally cannot afford to die right now.
Mediocre Hats has finished up his Hull Breaker, which now will be diving that bot lane in impunity in the future. A little sleep coming down onto Tendies, and they'll try to layer that into Otso, but Maximus is here to try to defend. Oh, just enough damage. Gets pushed through before the Cosmic Radiance falls.
You know, I just noticed, oh, I don't think this goes well for, yeah, you end up losing that, sorry.
Yeah, that was about as good as he could get on that trade, and it was just even.
I remember saying at one point when we got the Lee Sin locked in that we're not going to see the natural counter to Lilia, the shotgun, and we did. Unfortunately, it's no longer counterable. This is Bambi's revenge.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great sea horror movie.
Yeah, we get the popular Skinwalker aesthetic. I'm on board.
I'd hate watch it. I'd probably have a fun drinking game to go with it.
That's what we're about.
I'd imagine in a horror movie featuring Bambi, you could have just take a shot every time somebody cocks a shotgun. That's my hypothetical drinking game for a hypothetical movie. Only offering the
watchers
most
might end
relevant
up just
commentary.
dying of alcohol poisoning.
Tendies might be caught here in the bottom lane.
Meanwhile, Mediocre Hats is playing the whole Breaker
Oh.
Trundle video game.
Yep.
I don't think that this goes well.
Yeah, I honestly
seen
think he
this
could fight
before.
his way out of this one.
Yeah, no,
okay.
he's just gonna double kill him.
Oh, scoop away. Chug should probably leave, but he's trying to use his passive turret. Anyway, Heimerdoodles has collapsed in mid for a double kill. These fights are individually going pretty well for taking my talents to South Beak. However, Tendies was able to kill Otso in the bottom lane. So, Inhibitor under fire, Baron under fire, but Tendies is chilling.
As it happens, funny Hallbreaker item goes burr.
Yeah, from being on the receiving end of the Hullbreaker Trundle, I will end the game myself experience in several in-houses in the past 2 or 3 months. I also can't wait for that item to be removed. But it is very effective at doing exactly what you just saw.
Oh.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that
He was actually
felt like it
close.
probably should have stopped it, but you get that half-second buffer window for some reason.
But only on certain things. Also for some reason.
Yeah.
Best is the Akali E, where you can... did they finally patch that where you can no longer follow people all the way back to their fountain?
No, you can totally follow people all the way back to their fountain still.
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
absolutely.
That thing is global once you land it. Well, Baron buff on 4, I believe. I don't think... No, Meteor Hat should have it. Oh, Otso doesn't. So, Baron buff on 4 for TTSB as they siege down mid lane, looking to equalize the series. We'll see if the Fellowship can find the fight that they need to stave this off. Look at where Chug and Aikedo are. They want that play that they had. Oh, good word from Revnon. Not too often you get to highlight a good ward on a broadcast, but there it is. The siege continues as Meteor Hats is doing his trundle. He is beating up towers with impunity. This mid lane tower should eventually fall. Oh, Heimerdoodles looks for it. They'll pop the Cosmic Radiance in defense. Tendies is collapsing from the top. No Meteor Hat, so this is just a pure 4v5 if they fight it out at all. Barco Duck into the backline, able to get the knock-up onto Otso. Still continuing the chase, gets the stun, gets a kill, gets a knock-up onto Otso, but he's able to dash away into the minion wave, unfortunately. That's not really a safe place, as he'll get torn apart. Now, Revnon and Meteor Hats into the base, looking for the end right now onto the Nexus turrets. One's down, two's down. Tendies just trying to defend here with Maximus, but the Nexus doesn't really stand a chance. Revnon flashes forward, and they'll end the game. We're tied at 1 and headed to Game 3.
And Hullbreaker trundled all over the enemy base, and the game's over.
I feel like they had a lot of engaging counterplay opportunities to that myself.
Yeah,
There were so many things that could be done.
He did 10k champion damage, but if I go to this funny graph over here and highlight by turrets, oh yes, 22,500 turret damage.
I like the part where he said trundle, and then he trundled all over him.
Just for context, the next highest in the game was 6,300 from Barco Duck's Yasuo for turret damage.
Also, just almost as much damage to turrets as Lilia did to champions.
And more
Only
than
1k off.
It feels unethical to do Silver Script for a game 3.
It does,
like
but this is... It's the last game of RotM, potentially.
Yeah.
We gotta break it out.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's happening. It's just like it's slightly off. I'm so close. Ah. Wait, lane switch stuff. Lane. Can I have like 400 channel points?
You can have some of my 40,000.
Wait, you can just I'll just send you the constants. Here. These champ pools are looking real thin. I'm looking at what we've got left available that I know some of these people play. Huh. Uh-huh. What do you think Chug's gonna bring out? Ori, Kassadin, Corki, Hui, Katarina, Azir are gone from the mid lane pool.
What are other champions that I think of as Chug champions?
The Lissandra got banned. That one seemed fine.
True, that's fair. Liss also really good right now.
Maybe we see a role swap in Game 3 of the finals. Who knows?
Keep things spicy.
Well, we're almost ready. We need Barcoduck to swap sides, and then Max and Lane to get in their spots. But oh, I don't have Oath. Where's Oath?
Help! I got trapped in the back rooms.
We'll get you out of that liminal space. Don't you worry, buddy.
Yes! I'm free!
I'm gonna just sub in for Lane here, he won't notice.
Alright. That's enough nonsense. We're readying up in the chat. We got Champ Select music. No more silver scrapes. It's game time. These are real gamer hours. 1:37 p.m. on a Sunday. Real gamer hours. I think they were in order and then they got out of order. That was very weird. There we go.
There we go.
Happening.
All is right in the world.
So here we go into Champ Select for game number 3. Series tied at 1. We had 2 banger games. Very fun, lots of hype moments. Yeah, honestly, I've been pretty impressed with overall. So normally when you get such disparate skill level players in a game, it feels really bad for some of the low-ranked players. A lot of times you see them just get overmatched. It's a lot of, whenever I tune in on SDC, it feels really bad because you just watch. It's like, oh yeah, that's just a gold player getting overrun by a grandmaster. It feels like our lower level players have all had big moments that they've gotten to do their pop-offs, and that was pretty much throughout the tournament. So I've been really happy to see that. We're all coming together.
It's been some quality competition, which is always the ideal scenario. These bands aren't changing. These are the exact same bands. This will be Urgot, and nothing will change.
Yeah. But
Do we see
except
the Tendies Camille?
except all of the picks will change.
Yep.
But bands all the same. Are we seeing the Dr. Mundo? No. Okay. We're not hyping up hovers. We don't do that here. It is Dr. Mundo, though. I'm not excited to see that. It's just a champion.
It is absolutely a character that Cooper was mentioning yesterday doesn't actually go where he pleases, as he had to play 2 consecutive games against Kane Jungle. Kane is actually the champion that goes where he pleases. Dr. Mundo gets to run through walls next patch. Thoughts?
Please no.
Yeah, I also am going to say please no. I don't like that champion when he's strong.
We have swapped Kindred over to the other side. We are simply trading picks. It's fine. So Akato Kindred big. That's
Tristana.
Hot take. That's Otso. No,
Otso is not on
playing
that
the
right-
other
yeah.
team. Then who exactly is that?
I
then?
think that's Chugalug Tristana potentially.
that feels like it checks out.
It could also be Barcoduck Tristana. That wouldn't be super off the wall. Mordekaiser feels like Revnon.
Mordekaiser's absolutely
He already played
Revnon unless he's
Mordekaiser.
played it. In that case, it's going top for mediocre hats.
Where is
So is it
Mundo?
a Mundo?
Why is there a
for Revlon?
Seraphine? Oh, I regret this tournament now.
Oh, there's the Lysandra.
Okay.
Now we just need Pugmaw to make an appearance.
I don't know that I want to see Heimerdoodle's Dr. Mundo Jungle in Game 3 of my championship series. Asol is probably Chug.
It could be Heimerdoodles picking himself. Mordekaiser Jungle is very playable.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That doesn't really feel like a Heimerdoodles champion, but neither does Dr. Mundo, so... I say with my deep and intricate knowledge of Heimerdoodle's champion pool.
Yeah. We do our best here. Victor? Sure.
Sure.
Hmm.
Do we ban away here supports, I suppose?
Supports would make the most sense.
Because what, you're gonna pinch Tendy's top lane
Or
pool?
Tendy's top
That's-
lane, you ban Jax and Camille.
No, give me the Camille Tendy's game 10 or whatever. Please.
Maybe it's Tendy's Tristana.
That doesn't feel impossible, that the champion jumps in. And any champion capable of doing that is a Tendy's character, certified. Put a stamp on it.
Do we get the Tendy's Mastery of Tryndamere? I don't know that Tryndamere is necessarily a Tendy's champion. He doesn't really like doing the split push, he likes the killing everyone.
Chug Asol sounds about right, so this could be... If we see an ADC here, it's almost certainly Tendy's Tristana top lane.
Yeah.
Which feels like it does horrible into all of the what?
Oriana? Okay.
Okay,
Leona.
never mind. We're good. It's fine.
That'll be a
It
Maximus
feels like
Leona.
Tristana
yeah.
doesn't do particularly well into either of the top lane options that we have selected for talents.
So, what I think is interesting, I don't know that any team actually role swapped at all. Like, that was completely an option. You just have to be in the correct roles in Champion Select. Zoe, I don't know, man.
Sure.
Hmm.
So it's lane Seraphine, Zoe
Oh.
Otso mid. Revnon finally gets his Darius? I thought he played it. Did he not? He did. So it's not Revnon Darius.
That's probably Mundo?
It's not Revnon
Oh,
Mordekaiser, it's Revnon Mundo?
It's Mundo or Zoe. And I don't know that he's ever
Seraphine.
played a mage in his life.
Also, what is this lineup? It's... Huh?
I don't know what's
Rengar?
going on.
Yes! Tendy's Rengar! I get it?
Sure.
Fine! This has exceeded all of my
It's
expectations. It
Rev-
is Mundo
Revnon
Revnon
Doctor.
Mod. Yep. This, I'm retiring. Which I feel like is appropriate because there are no more games to cast.
Oh man.
Wait,
So
I have a solo queue game of Tendies to cast.
We have a solo queue game of Tendies
I will
and,
come out of retirement for it.
and Vbon donated, so I'd probably hit you up for that one as well.
Huge.
His channel points for it, so.
Well, Leona makes Mundo passive sad.
Talk to me about the Rengar Darius matchup in top lane.
Cool, will do. It sucks.
Okay.
You're welcome.
What's the most normal thing here? Zoe versus Asol? That
Yeah,
feels pretty
I
good for
guess.
Zoe.
If it was like, I would agree with you if it was like 3 or 4 years ago, before the Asol changes, when both of those characters were sort of played. But yeah, feels pretty Zoe okay. She doesn't really have to interact with Asol very often. For more specific Rengar Darius problems, it's fine. It can go either way, ish. The problem is that if you jump in on Darius and you get W slowed and then he pulls you, you're just fighting Darius at melee range, like, as a character who does less damage than Darius at melee range because that's all of them. Except for possibly Lethal Tempo Trundle.
Rengar top does have a 52% win rate into Darius based on a sample size of 261 games. So,
Oh, huge.
Incredible.
I'm not
I'm
even
curious as
talk
to where
about-
you're getting those statistics because out of a sample size of 213 games, Rengar has a 49.3% win rate into Darius top.
I got mine on Lolalytics.
U.GG is lying to one of us. and I think it's you.
What's your bracket set to? Mine is pulling from
I only
Emerald
ever
Plus.
go Diamond Plus.
So with Emerald included, so Rengar OP and Emerald specifically.
Actually, Rengar horrible in Emerald and Low Diamond. If you go D2 plus, it goes to 53%. At a sample size of at a massive sample size of 41 matches.
In Diamond Plus, I have Rengar has a 59.74% win rate based on 77 games.
Screw it, I'm hitting the all ranks button. It's a losing matchup. 45% win rate for Rengar. The game is over.
Alright. Well,
Because
luckily,
Iron players know what they're doing.
yeah, luckily we have 2 Iron players in the top lane and mediocre hats and tendies too to really solidify that. This isn't. It sounds like I'm flaming them. I have way more respect for them, and I'm joking that they're. Anyway, no one kill me. Thank you.
I wasn't planning on it.
The tendies hitman is on the way. I can feel it. It's just Riven shows up at my door. Well,
It's Marionette. She's been a sleeper cell this whole time.
It's Riven, the actual character from
Yeah.
the video game League of Legends.
um,
Trademark 2009.
this is game 10 for these players of the tournament, so we're getting down there in terms of champion pool, as it were. And this is what we're left with for game number 3. We load onto the Rift. Winner takes all championship match. I didn't fix the scoreboard, so hold on. Those are.
Are
on
we
the
going to
opposite
see
sides.
a third consecutive 5-point?
Yes.
Because I will be upset, but however, these feel like the worst of the 3 teams so far that we've seen from each squad to invade.
Maybe Revnon will challenge someone to Mundo Dodgeball.
Doesn't feel very dodgeball-y. I guess he could. Who could he even fight with? He can't. There's not a not a cleaver-like
has a skill
projectile
shot.
in sight. Stand there and throw cleavers while Chug breathes on him.
If Tendi starts E, you could throw bolas and cleavers back and forth.
Oh,
I
True.
think that is like the only comparable ability.
hit them with the Ebola. That'll be the idea.
I'm charging you $5.99 for that joke.
That's okay. Jack still owes me about $700 for.
To say, I think I owe Aaron like $2,000 in uwu taxes.
Do not uwu. $350 fine. Thank you. There are 3 ghosts on TTSB, which is very fun. They're going to be very fast.
Spooky.
And Heimerdoodles again did not start with a potion.
We're also doubling up on cleanse, so huge fan of that.
Feels good into the Zoe champion.
I like that we got to look at bot lane for approximately 2 seconds. I didn't actually see what happened. Because we're just going to watch tendies jump in and out of the bush over and over again.
Yeah, that's
Directed camera loves the Rengar character.
yeah, absolutely.
Things are always happening.
Action-oriented gameplay.
Look at this.
We're back. I'm getting whiplash. Help! Lock my camera to the bot lane.
Stop it.
Okay, we seem to have settled momentarily on bot lane as Mediocre Hats has been zoned off the wave.
Oh, big double snare from lane. It's not going to matter. Oh, tendies has his Ebola now.
And there it is. That's what I was talking about. Of course, there is that. I forgot that they did that.
Yeah, the
I don't
cleanse,
play the Rengar character.
heal all of
so-
your health. Yeah, the couple of times I've had to play Rengar, I just kind of make it up as I go, but usually you just double tap W to regain all of your health for no reason. I
You
don't know
liked
why.
killing Rengar the first time. You'll love killing him a second time.
Yeah, I don't know why that champion in particular needed an extra health bar. Oops, I accidentally hit the down arrow. Sorry. Oh, we get to look at mid lane for a change. There's a bubble, and Dragon's just a little eepy. Or as Zoe would call him, the space puppy. A little unfortunate there, Maximus not able to find his E. Whose name I'll definitely think of. Zenith Blade. Sorry.
I do like how in that Rengar skin, he's just wearing shoes on his weird little cat feet.
Yeah, he's Samsung Galaxy White. That is... It's not Looper. Dade's skin? Not Dade. Who's their jungler? Oh, no. Well, this is what happens when you try to do things on stream live. Aikedo is in trouble. Heimerdoodles is beating him up, but he's
Fine.
worried enough about the bot lane coming over that he backs off.
Dandy.
Dandy's skin. Thank you. I was like, Acorn, Looper.
Not that you were saying Akedo is dandy, like fine and dandy.
No, Dandy was the name of the person who won the Rengar skin. And then Imp and Mata, of course, bot lane. But
Goated bot lane all time.
yeah, really upset that Imp just wasn't ever any good in LPL. Barco Duck gets pretty low. They go in onto Revnon. They'll get the stun onto lane underneath the tower. A lot of damage being exchanged onto Tristana. She's able to sidestep, but it's not enough. It's first blood for Lipo lane with the empowered voice. I think it's something like that. Enchanted voice, echoed voice. It's an
I
E
know.
word and then voice. The Q.
I know.
I know.
High
I
note?
didn't know which. Yeah, that's
know.
what her Q's called.
Oh. Is one of her things just echoed voice? Is that her passive,
No.
maybe?
Her W is surround sound, her E is beat drop, and her R is encore, and her passive is stage presence.
Well, I'm making stuff up then. Echoed voice is a Pokemon attack.
It is. That you are 100% correct about.
It is?
Yes.
You guys were talking about Pokemon last night, and like everything that I was hearing was like MMO gotcha game. Is that real now, or am I imagining that?
Well, it kinda is.
There are raids. And-
Tendies is here looking for Heimerdoodles. He's already forced Mediocre Hats back to base. Although, not all the way back to base, apparently, as he cancels his recall with 200 health. Heimerdoodles here. Can't get the pull in. Has to be careful. The ult from Tendies, and Aikedo's going to dive him under tower. Aikedo will cash in his first stack of the game, and then immediately pick up his second one. Unless he got the 50-50. I didn't notice that. This might be a third one.
Nope. This is his second one.
Okay.
We have now reached the same stack capacity we had all game last game for Kindred.
Oh, Max looking for the engage.
Nope.
They're just trying to go on to lane and burst him down. They do successfully as Maximus gets the kill. Barcoduck now trying to kite back away from Revnon. He has the reset on his rocket jump, so he should be fine. Although Revnon is pretty fast with Ghost. Does he have the chase down? Oh, didn't have the cleaver, and he's going to be a little bit worried about Chuggalug coming down on the Space Dragon. In comes Chuggalug looking for the damage. Otso on the flank. The bubble just a little bit short, but the cleaver lands onto Revnon, and he sneaks the Paddle Star around. That was actually kind of nice from Otso. You know, I hope Zoe wins XD. I'm a Zoe main, and she's just so fun. People get so trolled by the bubble, and her voice lines are so cute. Like when she sings about chocolate cake, lol. She's super random and also smarter than she looks, just like me, XD. You didn't redeem that one. I just wanted to do it.
I knew if I put it in the chat, it would end up happening this game because there's a Zoe.
I long for the sweet embrace of death.
I hope Yumi wins XD. Oh, man.
I hope Yumi goes back to being sort of relevant, just because I have several friends that are Yumi mains, and they're all sad.
Yeah, they just made the. all of the changes they made were like, okay, we hear the community on why Yumi is frustrating to play against, so we have done nothing to fix that and just made her bad. Like now she has no reason to ever detach.
Yeah, it's actually literally the same thing that happened to Zoe, like 2 years before Yumi got released.
People just don't like happy champions. That's a big encore from lane as they're looking to engage on this dragon. Maximus is pretty low. I think he's in Death Realm. Nope, no, there's the Death Realm. It goes off onto Barco Duck. And now Cyber Brazil, not very nice this time of year, as it turns out. Heimerdoodles should finish off that kill. Meanwhile, Revnon fighting on the backside, able just to fight his way through 3 people. It's a double kill for Heimerdoodles. Chuggalug doesn't quite have his damage stacked up. He'll fly very slowly over the wall, but he doesn't make it. Meanwhile, Tendies gets pulled in the top lane. Mio Hats hits his ghost, but in response, Tendies flashes away.
And Ard.
Oh, we're going
dead.
back in? Mediocre Hats finishes off the 1v1, just able to live through the jump in from
Certified
Tendies.
Tendies moment. He just like me, for real, for real. Although I guess he was doing it way before I was, so I'm just like him, for real, for real. He does have a massive CS gap, though, so that's pretty cool. 20 at 9 minutes is nothing to laugh at.
Still doing well despite that death, I would say. Is that an Essence Reaver first on the...
I
Rank up?
think it's... No, I think it's
No,
Sunder.
it's Sunderer. Yeah,
Yeah.
that would make more sense.
I would love
I
for
saw
it
the
to be
sheen and I was like, Essence Reaver? But that doesn't make any fucking sense, because he doesn't even have mana. Yeah, you can tell I haven't played Summoner's Rift in a minute, or, really thought about casting in a while.
To be fair, how are you to be expected to prepare for the Rengar top pick? That's not exactly a...
Oh, but Rengar's been a champion for a long enough time. Like, even if you don't see a champion for a while, like, they still, like, their abilities are the same. They want kind of the same items.
And that trade right there, that encapsulates the entire lane.
Max and Barco Duck looking... They sneak around Revnon to go engage on lane, and they'll pick up the kill very quickly. Revnon, I believe that was his ult. Yeah, the particles are kind of hard to tell. Anyway, Heimerdoodles is here. He's going to pull Maximus into the Death Realm. Max just trying to buy some time and distance. He'll escape from the Death Realm, and we'll see if he can ultimately escape his fate. Otso is here with a Randuin's Omen to try to slow him down, and he'll pick that up with the kill.
Well,
Otso with a metal chair!
I mean, it would have been funny if Max had tried to walk past him. He would have just been slowed by the Randuin's Omen. It was almost the perfect item to have at the time for Otso, which is bizarre.
Optimal.
That is one of my favorite things on Zoe, just to see if you can get kills with random items in, like, ARAMs. You pick up the Stride Breaker, and you're like, yeah, we can make that work. Rift Herald started up for the Fellowship, and they'll take that down actually pretty quickly. Aikido will hold on to that one. So I like the moves that Barco Duck and Maximus have been making. They're both 1-3-1 though, unfortunately for them in the bot lane. But it's cheeky, they got the little random loop around on lane for a kill. They focused him earlier. It seems like they have an idea that they can't quite directly go after Revnon.
Yeah.
yeah, I think fight past the Mundo is the right call because the Seraphine will just explode if you look at her.
Maximus has opted for Swifties, so he is a very fast man. Well,
No.
a lady
Zooming.
in armor. I guess he's... It's always weird talking about gender of characters. Anyway, Revnon gets low, has to flash... Well, not that low, has to flash away, though. The Solar Flare comes out. In comes the Aurelion Soul ult for a little tag of a stun, but they can't really do a whole lot more than that. They got a bunch of summoner spells out, so they can repeat that once they get their ults back up, but nothing super big gained by the Fellowship, but they'll drop the Rift Herald in bot lane nonetheless. they have a very clear idea that they need to get anti-tank measures in order to deal with the Dr. Mundo Mordekaiser Darius team. So trying to feed the Tristana makes a lot of sense. Barco Duck cleanses away the exhaust. They'll be able to take down Lipo Lane. Aikido with a well-placed Lamb's Respite, and they'll be able to escape the tower. Meanwhile, Chug is in the death realm of Heimerdoodles. Oh, he thought he could get over the wall to the blue buff, but he couldn't quite make the jump all the way through. Revnon will get tied up and taken down by Otso in the bottom lane. So strike back for South Beak. Yeah, it's 8-5 in kills. Gold's relatively even at 13, almost 14 minutes. The big difference is that one dragon and a little bit of farm in the top lane.
Yep, bit of farm. We're starting to see mythics come through. Revnon's had his for some time. We've got the de facto marksman mythic on both Barco Duck and Aikido, because why would you purchase anything first item other than Kraken Slayer in this game?
Yeah. Mundo doing
Hopefully
his
we'll
best.
see some heel cut come through eventually. For the Mundo Darius Seraphine Mordekaiser team comp.
That would be optimal,
does stand to
I think.
reason,
That would be
yeah.
pretty good.
Fortunately, they do have a mid laner who builds the burn item. Like, the only way that heel cut feels relevant, and then it feels oppressive.
Oh, second dragon picked up by the Fellowship, so Rift transformed. Infernal Soul on the table.
Next team fight might be interesting. Chug's got the big ultimate.
We'll dive onto Meteo Hats up in the top lane. He'll get a good apprehend. They're taking their time to set this one up, and it's successful. Nonetheless, a little stun comes through from Chugalug. He had the Sky's Descend, does quite a bit of damage, but he's just getting beaten up, just a little slow on the run up, and he'll pay for it as Heimerdoodles picks up the kill. Oh, Tendies? Look at where Tendies is. Oh, no, Lane. Oh, it's Otso, excuse me. The Seraphine and Zoe champions look kind of similar. Tendies? Oh, he didn't quite get enough healing. He thought he had enough from the Triumph. I thought he had enough from the Triumph, but it had ramped up enough. Aikido, meanwhile, is pushing in the bottom lane.
Give Rengar more healing for next season. Clearly weak.
I appreciate the little tech from the man who knows everything about the game, including what damage Krugs will do to an Eevee jungle at level 2 with just the starter item. The Q into the wall for the reset. Normally a Vayne thing, but works on Kindred. Very fun.
Oh, looking for Revnon. I don't think that this is particularly dangerous for Revnon in any way. And now we're A-Ramming for a bit.
In ARAM!
Haha. I love when Acel does his little twist.
It is cute, the space
Very-
puppy.
Very satisfying animation.
My favorite is still Rakan's little, like, spin that he does.
Oh, the cleanse on the bubble. Oh, that's kind of disgusting. Hadn't considered that one. Tendies apparently had. He gets pulled into the Death Realm. He cleansed Death Realm?
Yep.
Of course.
He's just him.
Alright, well, now he's going to have to deal with Meteo Hats, which I think goes a little bit worse for him, unfortunately. Aikido is in deep. He's got a little bit of help, but gets charmed immediately after the Lamb's Respite ends. Maximus trying to escape. He'll get slowed. They're still in the chase. The ghosting Revnon is a little bit scary, but Chugalug is enough to deter the continued chase. And Southbeak find 2 kills. They'll now look at the Rift Herald, potentially.
Yeah, it was Rift Herald or it was mid tower, but the dragon is still alive, so it's Rift Herald.
Yeah, Dragon plus Rocket Girl is kind of difficult to actually siege against, and they might
He
even
who you
lose
have no
their
wave.
mid lane tower here. And by might, I mean they definitely do, because Explosive Shot does a lot of damage to towers.
So all in all, not too bad. I mean, you lose 2 members, but get to trade out mid tower for Rift Herald, which feels pretty decent if you consider that in a vacuum, like as if you didn't just lose 2 members.
Yeah, it helps. It gives you something positive to reflect on. You're definitely still trading. You're not trading up in that situation, but you're definitely still trading, which is always important.
I always forget how cool Mordekaiser's back animation is.
You got to keep your tempo up, as the ghost of Lexus shows up and shoots me.
Get your money up, not your funny up. This feels fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard because there's not like a, there's no big Rengar ability you're looking for. He just kind of stab. The
I feel
stabby
kind of
tabby.
bad for Bark. Bark's 3-3, but some series of events has led to him being level 9 in this game.
Well, there
While
you go. Now
everybody
he's
else
level 10.
except the supports are, yeah. There, all right. He's ticked over. It's happening. There's an Infernal that they should be going for right now because Heimerdoodles is top lane, beating up Tendies again.
Yeah, he had the Bola to try to get a little distance, but this eventually goes poorly for Tendies as mediocre Hats takes him down. What do you think is the most mediocre hat?
It's the Fisherman hat for sure.
Okay, I'll buy it. To
Yeah,
be
you
clear,
get
like
almost
the classic fisherman hat that you see a fisherman wear, not the women want me, fish fear me.
Yeah.
I was about to say women fear me, fish want me.
Not the one with the drawstring either. The drawstring one that has a little bit more brim to it is kind of goated, actually.
That was a really good escape by Barco Duck that went completely uncasted. Chug can't quite find home on the Skies Descend there. Revnon looking for a battle line. They're trying to fight front to back, and they're just not offered that opportunity. Buster shot away. Barco Duck gets pulled into the Death Realm. Heimerdoodle's trying to chase him down. Doesn't find the mace. The hop over the wall. He might have lived through the Death Realm. That's actually really impressive by Barco Duck. And now Heimerdoodle's going to emerge into a world that he doesn't really want to see. Tendi's here for the collapse on the side. Looking for lane. Takes him pretty low. There's no deaths, surprisingly. Now the E from Chugalug trying to pull him back in, but there's just not quite enough damage being filtered across, and nobody dies.
Everyone's still alive! Which means we all get to do it again with less, nope,
never mind. Heimerdoodle's died.
Not quite. Gotta be quicker next time. So the bucket hat, fisherman hat, the one you see like the 65-year-old guys wear whenever they walk out with their.
Thank you. I have been puzzling
vest.
over what you meant by fisherman hat this whole time.
Yeah.
That was like
there are
Kato's
bucket hats
fourth
that
stack,
look
by
good,
the way.
yeah, huge.
On that Scuttle Crab, so that's really nice for him. Baron started up by the Fellowship.
I think this is just gone.
Max?
I also think Max might be.
Oh, okay,
no, Max
he's fine.
is not dead.
Sleep lands onto Tendies. He doesn't have his cleanse just yet, but it doesn't matter as he just tears through. He'll get to the bush, and now Barco Duck looking to collapse onto Revnon in the lane. Lane getting torn through by Tendies. Revnon falls. A big charm comes on through, but it gets matched by the Chugalug ult. Heimerdoodle's in, pulls Chug into the Death Realm. Tendies just waiting outside, looking for his opportunity to try to help out his dragon friend. He's done the 360 laser breath, but it just doesn't matter as now Heimerdoodles is powered up with some extra AP. Tendies gets to the bush and he'll be able to escape. Nope, he's going back in. It's Tendies too, baby. He gets the kill. He'll jump out to a pink ward, but now Medio Hats has the passive stacked up. He should just hit R. He's not going to hit R. The Bola was enough to get him away.
His R's on cooldown. He used it on something.
Oh, well.
I'm
not sure what he used it on.
I never saw it go off, so.
Regardless, another certified Tendies moment, and he is just being as oppressive as possible on this Rengar top pick. It's weird. If you just look at like Tendi's proximity percentage to other champions, I think you find like at any point in the game you could just select a random timestamp. You have a very high chance of just seeing him surrounded by 3 or more enemy members.
That's really what we need. The enemy proximity stats to come through for the RotM Block Party next time. RotM Block Party 2, Electric Boogaloo. There's no promise that that's happening, by the way. I'm just riffing.
But if it does happen, it will be an electric boogaloo.
True. There's no doubt that there's both a Boog and an Alu. Big fight gonna break out, actually. Solar Flare gonna lock up Revnon and a Heimerdoodles, though. Big Aurelion Soul ult comes back. Aikedo buying time with the Lamb's Respite, but he gets knocked out by a Heimerdoodles on the Rengar. The Rengar now jumps into the backline. I'm trying to talk about too many things at once. Otso's gonna fall. Everything's falling apart for South Beak as Lane's the last one alive, but Barco Duck jumps forward. He's got red buff on the Tristana. He doesn't care about the tower. Chugalug is here, the ace for the Fellowship as they'll march their way through the base. They have Baron buffs up. They might be able to end on this push.
Yeah, the game is over. In case that was unclear, really nice fight, massive ult from Chugalug there, and Aikedo buying just enough time for everyone else to show up. Yeah, congrats. Fellowship made it happen.
Yeah, congrats to the Fellowship for winning. Yeah, they made it to Mordor. They dropped the ring in. They didn't even have to lose a finger to do it. Like, that's maybe the most impressive part. Congratulations to the Fellowship on their victory, 2-1. It was a really fun series to cast overall. Really, again, thanks Alvander, thanks Oath for joining me. Always appreciate it. It's our first TriCast and potentially our last TriCast on the stream. So,
Innovating to the end.
Yeah. With that said, we have 3 more giveaways to do. Then I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it. So, let's give some more stuff away. Oh, there's the post-game screen. There we go. So this first one, we're going to draw the Razer keyboard. It's a Razer Ornata V3 keyboard being provided by Lane. It'll be brand new. This is not Lane's keyboard, as will be the mouse. So, brand new keyboard going to Saint. That just barely ticked over to Saint. So, Saint gonna double up his prizes. He won a button set earlier. He'll win the keyboard now as well. So, congratulations to Saint. Again, you have to contact Marionette for your prizes. So, please do that. Now, this will be the HyperX mouse. So, it's a HyperX Pulsefire Surge mouse. Once again, provided by Lane. Thank you so much, Lane. So, here we go. The mouse going to go to Garithar. I still have him in as RotM Garithar on the thing. So, the last one last RotM jersey to be given away. Again, thank you guys all for joining us for this weekend. So here we go. The jersey goes to Hulk. So Hulk couldn't make it to the event, but he'll go home with a jersey. So all of these guys, if you haven't contacted Marionette, you have until the end of the day to contact Marionette. I'm going to post whoever won in the Discord server, so they'll have an opportunity to see it. If anything is unclaimed, tomorrow after work, I'm going to spin the wheel for any unclaimed prizes. So you'll get pinged in the Discord server. I'm not going to stream that, but if there's anything unclaimed, that's what's going to happen. So that said, that's it for the event. Hello, I'm Maris. You get me on webcam for just a little bit. So thank you guys. Honestly, these last 6 years, it's been an honor to. Thank you, Kale, for underwriting the moment. But it's been really cool the last 6 years to get to lead this organization. Um, we're going on hiatus, as we've mentioned in the Discord server. Uh, there's Kale, by the way. He's right here. Um, but we're going on hiatus. We don't plan on forming new teams for next season at this time. We might reconsider, but for now, Lane and I really need a break. Marionette's very busy, Wing's very busy with work, so we just don't have the admin team together to really do anything at this point. Um, so if this is it, then thank you guys sincerely for 6 years of work. If you are interested in hosting a team with RotM, if you can get a 5 stack together, if you want to captain it, we'll let you play under the RotM tag. We'll let you play in the server. We'll give you all the resources that we can. I'll even try to cast you a couple of times, but we'll we just don't have the time and money to really continue to dedicate to this. But um, yeah, that's the sad part. But as we reflect, we went from this shirt, this T-shirt that we played at the GRLCS LAN. We have this one, our second jersey, while we rebranded into the Discord server. This is where most of you guys came in, and I think that that'll look most familiar to you. I actually don't have a new jersey. I've never really been able to afford one, but we've been able to transition through the years through all of these difficulties and times to be able to um, bring you guys hopefully what's been a really worthwhile and good experience and um, help you guys not only grow as players but grow as people. And it's been really cool to see people go from our gold team on up to platinum to masters to grandmasters. And it's not just about the growth in the game. It's been really cool to see people who might not have had a home be able to find one with RotM and stabilize a little bit that way. We've offered mental health help. We've donated so much money to um, LGBT organizations, to um, the bail fund during all of the Black Lives Matter protests. It's really been cool to see what our community can do together. As our last donation, we received, I think it's about $100 in entry fees. I don't have the exact number, but it'll be, I think, just a little bit over $100 that we're going to donate to Rain. So again, that's really cool, and it's something that we wouldn't be able to do individually, but all together, we're stronger. So with that said, we're not going anywhere. The Discord server will still be there. We still want to hear from you anytime that you guys do something cool. Please post your stream links. We'll go in, we'll send you a crow storm. We'll try to be there to support you as best as we can, and we want to be able to do that. So please, you guys, you get promoted to platinum for the first time. That's really cool. Post in the server. You get to challenger. Oh my God, please post in the server. But even in real life, you got a new job that you're really proud of. You're getting married. Whatever fun thing is happening, we want to help continue to be a part of that. And Lane and Marionette and Winged and myself, we're not going anywhere. We'll be in that server to be able to help cheer you on and congratulate you, and hopefully you guys are there too. We'll look at continuing to host community nights as much as we can, but it's going to be busy. For myself, I'm going to be looking for casting opportunities. If you guys have a casting opportunity, I am looking for a paid opportunity, but um, I'm hoping to be around and have my voice be around in League of Legends. Lane, I think, is looking for tournament organizer opportunities, but he doesn't have anything set in stone that he really wants to do. So again, if you have some leads, let us know them. Keep us in mind. But with that said, again, thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this weekend of games. It was a lot of work to put on. I I'm having trouble still with my coughing and whatnot, but hopefully the energy that we put in was enough to make it worthwhile and make it a worthy end to what we've been able to do. So again, from the bottom of my heart, love you guys. Thank you, and we'll see you soon in the Discord server. It's not goodbye. It's just until next time.